Hi guys, Mark here. Just a quick video we're about to release on repairing a puncture on car for our neighbours four-wheel drive. I just thought I'd do a quick video intro just to basically explain that this may not be a legal type of puncture repair in your area. They do sell these kits pretty much at all the auto shops, but you will need to check with your local mechanic, I suppose, as to whether these are legal. And I'd like to hear your comments at below as to whether you use these particular kits, and maybe some comments on other types of kits you might have used. I hope this helps, and if you get anything out of it, then maybe hit subscribe and hit like. If you want to hear or see any other types of videos, be sure and let us know as well. We're happy to do them. Thanks guys, speak to you soon.
Hi guys, welcome to Browmac. What we're going to do today is do an on-car puncture repair, which is really handy. I've done hundreds of these to all various types of cars, including police pursuit cars. So there's a few things you need to know. What we've got out here is the kits available. So this is the kit available on eBay, and these are the kits that we've purchased, and I've purchased a lot of them over my time. From Autobarn, Supercheap, and pretty much any auto shop will sell these. They also sell the rubber separately. So, and I strongly suggest if you buy a kit like this, and I honestly suggest that you keep one of these in your car, buy an extra rubber, an extra cement glue. So, rubber cement, I should say. You're going to need tools. Now, ideally, a pair of side cutters is better, but I can't seem to find a pair today, so we're going to get away with what we've got here. And here are the tools. This is a tool that I've had for a long time. I'm not too sure whether they still sell these, but I've used this one and I prefer it. But this is the one you probably get in your kit. Oh no, and here's the other one. Much the same, sorry, take that back. So we're going to basically take the screw out now, but let's have a look. Now that's borderline as to whether you could replace that. If that was over, say, another half a centimetre or another 5 or 10 mil, I wouldn't be repairing that. But where it is, within between here and here, you're fine. Now the other thing you need to take into account is the actual size of the screw or the item or the bolt that is actually going to puncture your car or has punctured your tyre. So this is your actual max. So if you pull this out and you find that this is smaller than the bolt you're pulling out a tyre, then strongly suggest new tyre. Okay, so what we're going to do, first things first, is we're going to dislodge or take that out. Now you don't want to take it out all the way. What you need to do is to get under it. And this is why side cutters are so much better. Not easy to do. Okay, so that's all you need. And that's starting to leak now, I can hear it. So we're going to move on to the next phase, which is over here. This is where it gets messy. So if you want to wear gloves, great. I'm not going to. Expose the rubber plug on one end, squeeze it. Then, this particular tool, try not to touch these any more than you have to. Sometimes it's unavoidable. And you slowly push the flattened part that you've just flattened out in through here. You'll see that it does go through. Get you to this position, then you grab, and you'll find it'll twist as you pull it through. Now before we go any further, what I will do is I'll add the rubber cement. So that'll act like a lubricant and allow that to slide all the way down. Now this is where it gets messy. Now, you can avoid the hard core. There's probably no avoiding. getting a bit of glue on your hands. And this will slide along very easy. Now you need to get it obviously in the middle, and we're actually going to apply more glue on that, and you can see that that is now approximately halfway. Now stand on its end. Now we have these two tools. Like I said, I have a preference for these, but you'll find the cheaper kits actually have this type. This is where it gets messy, but also interesting. So just add a bit of glue on. This acts like a lubricant. And what we're going to do, Bruce is going to come over here. Okay, so here's where you need to be quite fast and quite handy, especially if you don't have access to a compressor or any way to pump up the tyre. So you're out in the bush, you need to fix the puncture, you made the call, you need to get it out. Now, the other thing I forgot to mention was we've left the car on the road, well, on the pavement here, under pressure. We haven't taken it up on a hoist or jacked it up off the ground. And there's a reason for that, is by having the weight, the 2 tons of weight pushing down on the car, we've increased the pressure of the tyre, and it's going to hold its rigidity while we place this in. Now, another way to do that is to raise the pressure of the tyre. And that is, these hold about 30, 32, 34 PSI. You can take it up to around about 45 PSI, in which case the tyre will hold its shape. And you may actually do that, take the tyre off and do it. But while it's on the car, it's a lot easier to do. It's not so easy on the back tyre, although I have done it, as you know, I did on your car the other day. So that's why we've left the car on the road, and this is the better position. So that being said, one thing I will say is most people fail at this because they don't go hard enough with this particular tool, and you'll be able to watch what I do. Because you're going to be tempted the first few times you do this because you think you're making the hole too big. This cannot make the hole too big. So away we go. The key is a quick transition. See, the hole's not very big at all, and now you can see you can relax. So I'm going to be Bruce's way, and this is where pull it out. See, I haven't lost much air. The other key is these particular tools give me the ability to screw the glue into the hole. So it's acting like a lubricant, and I can screw the glue into the hole. Next part of the equation. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add more glue, and it needs to be around this center piece here. So, and the glue I put on before will pretty much have dried. So don't be afraid to really glue it up, because this is where the rubber, pardon the pun, meets the road. Now, so what we're doing is we're going in, out. This can't really do any damage to the tyre. The worst thing you can do in this position is not do this enough. And you transition from one, and this is the process. Watch that go in. Don't go too far. There you go. That's far enough. Pull and back out. Grab a razor blade. Most of these kits come with a blade. You can use one of your own. And there you go. You don't need to take any more than that off. But whatever you do, make sure you cut anything exposed off. You can see it becomes part of the tyre now. That's the finished product. And the old spit test. No leaks. Now, that would have lost about 5 PSI. So in the whole process. And yeah, you can still obviously continue driving on that tyre until you can get a chance to pump it up. All right, so just to finish, this is the screw that we actually pulled out, and it was sitting in this position. And I think I mentioned earlier, You know, just be real careful that you're dealing with screws of this size and that this is the absolute maximum size that you can deal with. And also, as mentioned, Bruce can zoom in a little bit here. Can you? The edge of the tyre basically finishes here. The borderline for which I would not repair one of these tyres is approximately 10-15 mil in from the very edge of the tyre. So there's the edge, coming in 10-15 mil there, and the same on the other side. There's your green zone for where you can repair punches like this, these plugs. Anything on the side, you know, I'm not going to tell you not to do it if you're out in the bush to get yourself out of trouble, but if you did do a repair on that side, I would be replacing the tyre as soon as I got to a position where I could. The other thing too, like I said, is if you can take the PSI up to 45 PSI before you do it, it does make the whole process better. If you jack the car up, there's less pressure in the tyre because there's no pressure pushing down, and you lose your shape of the tyre. The whole purpose of this, the whole process is to have that tyre not flex underneath while you're using these. And like I said, these things work fine, but just be a bit careful. Unlike the tool that I used, these can be a little bit more aggressive because they actually will take rubber off. So that's it.